Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It seems it's not just Michael Matheson who likes to travel abroad, travel the world, find a nice seedy hotel room, settle down all alone, iPad in left hand, and something completely different in the right hand, and have a little bit of Michael time. There is another SNP politician who has done something very similar. This time, though, instead of going to Morocco, they've gone to the Gambia. It seems Africa is very popular for a little bit of self-pleasuring at the public expense. Because this councillor, Graham Campbell, ran up £4,500 worth of, enjoyment, right-handed enjoyment at the expense of the public, and is being forced to pay it back, which is good. However, it's been 4 years. He's paying it back at less than £100 a month. That's one very expensive Graham time in the Gambia. And so you'd think he'd like to have paid it back quicker, take it off the books, and I hope he is being charged interest, but I suspect he probably isn't. But we'll have a look to see why an SNP councillor, this time from Glasgow, where else, has decided that it'll take a long time to pay for his Gambian pleasure. Here goes. So, SNP councillor takes 4 years to pay back £4,500 data roaming bill to cash-strapped Glasgow Council. Well, it's a lot of money. It's a long time. He should have been forced to pay that back quicker. If he wants to go to Africa to hold that iPad, I don't know if it was his phone or his iPad, hold something in his left hand, hold something else in his right hand, that's fine. But he's got to pay for it. And he's got to pay for it up front. He can't have been allowed to repay this. Now, the very fact he's had to repay it goes to show he's put the claim in. I hope they've checked his equipment. Is it official council equipment? Or is it his own? Who knows? If it's his own, surely he shouldn't be charging that to the council, should he? If it's council property, I think it needs to be inspected to see exactly what the cause of running up the bill is. And is it the same as Michael Matheson? Now, he says it's football. Matheson says it's football. So he's got no issue at all in handing it over for inspection. And yet, strangely, he won't. Which leads us to surmise only one thing. It isn't football, and it's something very, very degenerate indeed. And I'm pretty sure that Graham Campbell will similarly be only too keen to hand over the phone, because he doesn't want the accusations of that kind of thing going against him either. Anyway, he's racked up this cost in the Gambia, but he's been paying it back since 2019 in a situation that echoes Health Secretary Michael Matheson. Oh yes, I think the pair of them can equally be described as exactly the same thing. An SNP councillor spent over 4 years paying back the mobile data roaming charge he racked up during a trip abroad. Graham Campbell, who represents the city's Springburn and Rob Royston ward. I'm sorry, words are hard when you're trying to read them. And he used taxpayer-funded device in the Gambia, but failed to switch his roaming data off. So it was a taxpayer-funded device. It was a council device. It needs to be fully inspected. I bet it hasn't been. I bet it'll be lost before it's inspected. He agreed to pay back the bill, but a Freedom of Information request to Glasgow Council has confirmed the full total has not yet been settled, despite the issue arising in 2019. The story is echoes of the Nationalist Health Minister Michael Matheson, who also racked up an £11,000 iPad cost in Morocco when on holiday and in a room on his own when the kids are down by the pool. And he had a bit of Michael time. A Freedom of Information dated December the 13th and seen by the Scottish Express says Councillor Campbell entered into a payment arrangements to repay the additional mobile data roaming charges accrued in the 2019-20 financial year. The payment arrangement is currently ongoing, with the majority of the sum already paid to the council. The Scottish Conservative group at Glasgow City Council questioned why the bill has taken so long to pay off. Well, these people are on good money. Surely he should be able to pay more than £100 a month. The very fact that he isn't Seems very snide. It's almost like, oh, it's basically an interest-free loan, isn't it? Effectively. Hard-pressed Glaswegians will be asking serious questions as to why this SNP councillor still hasn't paid the council in full after racking up his mobile phone bill watching videos. The only way you get anything that big is video. And so, you know, you have to ask, don't you? While it was only right he agreed to give it back, he wanted to hand it back because he handed it out the first time, didn't he? He let it all slip through his fingers. He must explain why some of the money is still outstanding 4 years on from his Gambia trip. And as we enter a new year, I'd encourage Councillor Campbell to confirm when the council will be in receipt of all the money, especially when the budget has been slashed by the party. And I'd like to see interest charged on it as well. Councillor Campbell, who's married to another SNP, MP Anne McLaughlin, because they all intermarry. It's all very nefarious, isn't it? All incestuous in the party. Has been approached for comment. And he was attending a Westminster Foundation for Democracy delegation that met the Constitutional Review Commission in the Gambia in 2019, which sounds like a little quango-y kind of jaunt on the taxpayer for no reason whatsoever. Why the hell is a councillor going to the Gambia on council money instead of standing there in Glasgow and doing his damn job? Because, hey, you know, let's fly all over the world because we can. Let's steal, let's enjoy, let's quaff champagne at 30,000 feet while the poor schmucks of Glasgow are paying for it. He initially looked to expense the bill, but later agreed to a payment arrangement. There he is, a man who likes to travel to Africa with his phone and spend a lot of time alone in a room at public expense. Num 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 on his right hand, I'm presuming. What else is he doing it for? Has he handed his phone over for full inspection yet? Has he, bugger? A former member of the Solidarity Party, Councillor Campbell has proved controversial at times and has had heated run-ins with opposition councillors and drug campaigners. His council page describes him as a veteran political campaigner and community activist, and is Glasgow's first Afro-Caribbean councillor. His register of interest says he receives money as a self-employed musician and as cultural producer at the African Caribbean Cultures Glasgow Group. I don't care about any of that, and if he is a musician, good luck to him. I hope his career goes very well. He may well need it after the next election. Wouldn't want to see him go hungry, and I would like to see him earn enough money to repay all the public debt, plus interest. But they're all the same, aren't they? It's all me, me, me. What can we get? Don't want to pay for it myself. Have a little holiday in the Gambia. That'll be lovely. Very nice. Anyway, I shall stop there. Banjul. That's the capital of the Gambia. Don't ask me how I know that. One of those things. Anyway, yeah, so he's had a good time. I don't wish him harm. You know, pay it back, that's fine. Pay the interest, that's fine. But ask yourself why you ran it up in the first place. Let's have a look at the phone. And, yeah, he tried to expense it, which meant he attempted fraud. So he is at least an attempted fraudster. Anyway, I shall round off there. I shall come up and we shall carry on and finish the video. But it goes to show that there's lots of them about in the SNP, and they're all trying it on, aren't they? And they're all. Anyway, finishing. Now, regular viewers know I have a very low opinion of all politicians, but it does seem to be the SNP that are the most crook, aren't they? They are the ones that are there. They're the most degenerate, the most thievy, the most fraudy, the most corrupt of them all. Not excusing, all the other parties are the same. It's just that the SNP seem to be the lowest. If any barrel needs scraping, when you scrape it, the SNP are always at the bottom. Anyway, hope he pays it back, hope he pays the interest, and I'd love to see the phone inspected and then handed over to the, you know, probably not Police Scotland, they won't do much. Hand over to, you know, Cumbria Police, something like that. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button. It massively helps. Hit the like, hit the bell, and leave a comment. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you all later.